All right, what's good, GT fans, man? So I'm going to give a quick reaction to this game. I'm going to have all the pressers, man. I'm finna drive home right now, but I just got into the car from the press conferences, so I'm finna put y'all on game. All right, my honest reaction, man. I thought it was a solid win. I know some bits and pieces they didn't play well. You know, second quarter, they really struggled, only 9 total yards, 0 for 3 on third down. They really couldn't do nothing offensively. But I feel like the first quarter, man, it was hitting on all cylinders, right? 3 consecutive possessions scoring, you know what I'm saying, the football, right? 21 points, right? Defense forces a 3-and-out. Offense goes down and scores, right? You have multiple big plays throughout, obviously, early in the game, right? Haynes King, 17-yard touchdown. They get started with a flat route to Jamal Haynes, who takes it 34 yards for a long gain. He did his thing. You know what I'm saying? The next possession, they have more big plays down the field, a big run, you know what I'm saying? And then they end up getting a nice throw, screen pass to Malik Rutherford. He makes multiple defenders miss. Excellent cut. He goes in for 24 yards out. Then you have Isaiah Kenyon getting free and open. Nice dot from Haynes King, obviously, to Kenyon for the easy money touchdown. You know, they did their thing. They went up early 21-0. Now, obviously, they got back into the game. You know, shout out to, obviously, Temple for doing that, being able to, you know, to stay the course and things like that. And they made it interesting. It was 21-7 at the break. Defense had a really good stop, you know, right before halftime, forcing a 61-yard field goal. They couldn't hit it. I thought defense played good in this game, had multiple tackles for loss. I think it was 6 or 7. They had, I think, 2 sacks in this game. I thought they played a really good game for the most part. I know they ran for, I think, over 150 yards, but for the most part, the secondary, right, 13 for 32 today for Evan Simon. You know what I'm saying? Only 127 yards passing. That's an elite defensive performance, in my opinion. And then I want to give a shout out to Kyle Eford. He had a really good game, man. 6 tackles today. You know, I thought he was living in the backfield. I thought he was making some big hits. He made multiple stops on third down. I did ask him that in the presser. He didn't give a long a response or reaction. But I thought he did really good today, man, with his plays on third down, the PBU, the hard hit. He played well. Najeh Butler was another one stand out for me. 8 tackles tonight, led all defensive players for Georgia Tech in that category. You also had the performances I thought tonight that was really good was Rodney Shelley, 5 tackles at TFL. And you also had Daquan White, who I think should be starting and getting a lot more playing time. Every time it seems like he grades really high on PFF, Pro Football Focus, and he's always making plays, I think, defensively, man. He deserves more acclaim and more play on the field, man. He's looked superb, had one of his best games. I think he had 4 tackles in the TFL. He looked really good today and played at a high level. Offensively, I thought pretty good game plan from Buster Faulkner. I just think Georgia Tech sometimes gets out of their way. They be trying to hit those vertical passing, gains down the field. They missed on a couple, but they hit a lot more than they missed on today, which was obviously really good for them. But I think them shying away from the running game, like you want to keep Jamal Haynes fresh, he should have more than 12 carries, though. Right? Malachi Hosey only had 5 today for 59 yards. Haynes had 112 yards on 12 carries. I just think they need to incorporate more of the running game because it's explosive. The offensive line does a great job of it. And they can physically impose their will on other teams. That makes them potent. That makes them special. So sometimes I feel like they shy away from that a little bit. And that can play a factor where they have those little lulls and those spells in games. But establish the run and then lean play action. Now, King had a pretty good game, 13 for 18. Again, 162 yards and 2 tubs. Not gaudy numbers, but he did what he was supposed to do in this game. So, yeah, man, I think when you have things like that going into your favor, you feel pretty good as a program. But the overall feeling afterwards, they weren't really happy with this win. They felt like they got a lot to clean up. And I feel like their goal and their aspirations is on something bigger. They want to make an ACC championship game. They also want to make the college football playoffs. So I feel like this is a team that was okay with the win, but I don't think they were satisfied at all. And like I said, the reason I say that is because this team simply, they did not. You would have thought being in that press conference, and y'all see when I posted later, that they lost this game, honestly. Like that was kind of like the aura of what it was given, not necessarily from Key, but from the players. And I think he felt that too, and he mentioned it a little bit in his presser. So I think it's just a team with higher expectations of themselves, a team that wants to win, a team that has, these aspirations of being great this year. And I respect it. There's nothing wrong with that. A team to aspire to be the best, a team to aspire to be elite, and that's what Georgia Tech wants to do. I give it a solid B-plus performance. I know they gave us some plays and stuff like that. The offense struggled in that second quarter, which was obviously a topic of discussion. For the media members and asking the questions in the presser. But I thought he did a really good job overall of, going through the adversity and playing well, adjusting when the game got 21-14. They went unwavered. They started running the football again. They marched right down the field, got a touchdown score. So I thought when adversity hit them in the face, they always responded, and that's what this team is with Georgia Tech. Whenever they face adversity and they have to battle through, they always respond, I think, humbly. And they want to get better, and they're chasing that perfection. Even though, like Coach Key said in the presser, it's an imperfect game, this is a team that wants to be elite. They want to be great. And I think that's why they're going to be really good this year, because of those aspirations and never being satisfied with what they do on the football field. They're always trying to get better, always trying to tweak different things. So, yeah, my honest reaction, really good game. Overall, obviously, different things to clean up, leaning on the rushing attack a little bit. I told you about Daquan White and Kyle Ephraim when my article comes out on my key takeaways. They get my game balls. They had a really fast start. Georgia Tech offense has been struggling to start games, but they had a really good start on both sides of the ball. Great complementary football, in my humble opinion, and I think they had a pretty decent game. So B+ for me. You keep, churning along, and you keep trying to win these games. So yeah, man, that's my instant reaction, man. Tech gets another big win, and they advance to 4-0 on the season, first time since 2014, man. So they're making history, and they continue to get better and better, man. This is a team to watch out for in the future.